All right, if you're just coming in, good afternoon, good afternoon. All right, I was asking everybody to look on your Canvas page. And we are looking at
Have an issue with your project management software? Let me.
okay. So let me pull that up in the share now that most people are here. All right, so today's kind of a practice day. I'm going to put some Nearpod activities in the chat for you to work on as well. But okay. I also want you to see that there is a dihybrid cross practice for you to do. So when you download it, now the top of this worksheet is matching vocabulary. So these are words that you need to be familiar with. Because as we go through these practice activities, you're going to get what we call word problems. And so you need to know the vocabulary so that you understand what they are going to ask you to plot on the Punnett squares. So the top part is just matching vocabulary. The second part, they want you to actually fill in the boxes, and then you're going to write in the genotype frequency. I mean, count the boxes. How many times do you see capital H, capital H? How many times do you see um, capital H, lowercase h, and how many times will you see two lowercase? And the same thing with the other boxes. The last one they have done for you already. So that's what we call the dihybrid cross. They've already filled in all the boxes for you. They just want you to go through the boxes and count how many times you see this particular trait coming down the side there. This is the same one as I had. Let me see if I can pull it back up. The Canva whiteboard. All right, so it's the same as this one I had earlier on the Canva board. And here again, it's also worked out for you, but you need to remember that what we're doing is taking the F1 generation. Everybody in the F1 generation is going to have the same characteristics. They're going to be 100% hybrid. But then what happens if you cross two of those? And in a dihybrid cross, you have to separate out the two traits that you're looking at. So you put them back together when and again, remember that this is an egg and a sperm coming together. So you have one characteristic from each parent coming together. So the male is donating one Y and he's donating one R, and the female is donating a Y and one R. And so what we have in the boxes is a fertilized cell with both gametes, with both traits present. So this is what you're going to get when you look at the fact that most chromosomes have more than one or two traits on them. But we make it easy for study purposes when we only look at one or two. Later on, we're going to look at on the next page in Canvas that we have polygenic traits, meaning multiple. We're going to be looking at multiple traits traveling together, being inherited together. So we're going to get to that. All right, so what I need you to do today is your dihybrid cross on here. So just fill in. So complete that worksheet and upload it. And then I'm going to put in the chat two Nearpod practice activities for you to do as well. So like I said, today is just practice activity day. Um, and both of these are very short Nearpod activities. Okay, so again, I close this. All right, so we're in Canvas for those of you, good afternoon to those of you just joined. All right, we're in Canvas, and on your to-do list, you should have dihybrid cross practice. And it'll pull up a worksheet that you need to complete and upload. All right. And then when you finish that, I'm going to have 2 Nearpod activities in the chat for you to do. Now, doing the Nearpod activity, it saves it in the Nearpod, so I will take the grade from the Nearpod on your completion of that. Okay? All right. That being said, let me get that going. And as always, if you have any questions, I will help you with that as well. Okay, so let me. All right, I'm going to have to exit out because I was doing this with the other class. I have to exit out first in order to assign it to you. All right. So everybody on there, download the worksheet. Let me know if you have any trouble downloading the worksheet. Most of y'all are just staring at me. Download the worksheet. Complete that. That shouldn't take long. What? No, you won't get a 0 because you'll have access to the Nearpod. And so it saves the work for me. So once you have, it's going to be self-student paced so that you will have access to it on your own. It's not going to be something that I'm going to control. And so when you complete it, it will save your answer. So you won't get a 0 for that. All right, but like I said, it won't take you that long to do the worksheet. I'll tell you what, I'll just put one of the practices in there. And we'll see how it goes. If I see that everybody has completed that one, then I'll put the second one in. But these are just also practice activities. So you should be good. Okay. Not to worry. All right, so I'm just going to put the one Nearpod in. It's in the chat now. So when you finish the worksheet, and that one just really just has one practice problem for you to work on. I'll save the other ones for next class. Now with the Nearpod practice, um, we are going to have a quiz, and we have to again keep in mind that the way they do most of these is this like a word problem. So they will give you words on how to set up the cross, and then you are to not only complete the um, Punnett square, but you're also to analyze it, to be able to say, what is the genotype of the individuals in the boxes? What is the phenotype of the individuals in the boxes? What is your final result, ratio result? So you need to be able to do that. So that's what the Nearpod practice will help you with. All right. All right. All right, Michaela, you got your worksheet. You need help getting the worksheet loaded? Anybody need help doing the worksheet? Again, the Nearpod only has one problem on it. So if you wanted to do that first and then work on the worksheet, that's a possibility as well. Okay. Yeah, if you are picking and choosing what to work on the Nearpod, because that won't be posted. That's not posted in your lessons. So work on the Nearpod, and then you can come back to the worksheet afterwards. So that is a good recommendation. If you have not started on the Nearpod, do the Nearpod, and then come back to the worksheet. And again, the Nearpod will save its responses for me, so I'll be able to see it. I can give you that. Andrea, have you completed the worksheet before I worry about that Nearpod? Okay. Give me 1 second and I'll give you the code for the other one. All right, so if you have time, I put the code for the matching vocabulary Nearpod in the chat. And you can work on that. And again, it will save the answers for me when you complete it. All right, and if you complete all of that, please go ahead and read the next Canvas unit. We're going to be talking about the 4 different types of inheritance. And so make sure that you're clicking on those. We're going to, our next class, watch the video on each of these to give further demonstration of what they are. And by next week, we'll be practicing incomplete dominance problems. All right, so I'm not going to put any more Nearpods in. If you get those 2 Nearpods done and the worksheet, then you should just read this page because that's what's coming up next. And there's a lot more vocabulary. We have complete dominance, incomplete dominance, codominance, and sex linked. So we'll be talking about each of those. And I'm looking, half of you haven't done the first worksheet yet. Well, some of y'all have a lot already falling behind, have a lot of things to catch up on. Please use this time to, I said, once you're in class, please focus on the activity you're working on. There'll be no reason why everybody isn't finished with the first worksheet, and now you have a second one. So let's not get bogged down and get behind. I have 3 people who've completed all their work. Everybody else needs to step up your game. Okay, no problem. Oh, I think this was the one. Andrea, I think, yeah, I tried to open your the first practice one, and I could not open it. It would not, if you could save it again in a different format and send that back to, let me allow you to resubmit. I could not open that. So if you could save it in a different format and try to send it back to me, I'd appreciate that because I couldn't open your, and this is Andrea. Andrea, I could not open your first worksheet. Let me see if I can open the second one. But I sent that as a reassigned submission. Let me see if I can open your second one. All right, the second one is fine, Andrea. So however you said, save the second one, save the first one the same way so that I can open that one. Mm, okay, I will check. Kendall, I read your message. I'm going to check to see. Oh, okay, you haven't submitted it yet. Okay. And thank you for checking on that. A lot of times people do not check what they're submitting and it comes out blank and I have to send it back. So yes, please do make sure that when you hit submit that the file that you are submitting is the one that actually has the answers on it. Appreciate that. And Jacob, I thought I'm going to reassign yours because you didn't do any of the boxes. Looking at that already. All right, and again, if you need help, if you need me to do a pull-out room to help you one-on-one, please say so. Okay, thank you, Andrea. I got the first one now. Oh, okay. All right, and just also a clue when you're doing the dihybrid um, analyzing page, it has to add up to 16. All your numbers should add up to 16 because there are 16 boxes. So that way you know that you haven't counted one box twice or you didn't count one at all. All the boxes should add up to 16. Again, most of you owe 2 worksheets, so make sure that you stay on top of that and get those 2 worksheets done. If you only get to the first Nearpod, that's fine. But make sure you get the 2 worksheets done. Okay, I lost LaCoria somewhere along the way. Oh, that's right. It's time. It's 1:15. Sure. Sorry about that. Yes, yes, yes. 1:50. I'm thinking normal day. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. My